How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Great Ace Attorney Adventures.
Yeehaw.
So, last time, we finished off the surprisingly long investigation day. And we did the whole bit where we did Herlock Sholmes' deduction, figured out the truth of what happened inside that house. We are now at court. We have agreed to defend Soski, and that's just what we're going to do. So we're going to hop right in.
All right.
20th February.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
20th February, 9:23 a.m., the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber.
wow, no mistakes.
No, not at all.
Never. Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon?
We are leaving. We are on a study tour of Great Britain
Say
with the
less.
intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her own only time in court. It could be life-changing. In which case, treating as research may seem a little crass.
What? Oh, when you put it like that, you are quite right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Probably so scared.
Good
Yeah.
morning.
Hello. Ah, Mr. Natsume. Good morning.
Why do you keep looking over your shoulder like that, you paranoid fuck? Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly
Bloodshot.
Fuck you. The only bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink.
Haha.
And now, I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally? You thought you were fucking funny.
Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume.
In us? No, not you.
What?
Him.
Him?
I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm... too terrified, too tremble.
You're trembling right now.
Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this. I can't take it. Hello. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. Yes? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of an opera, and there were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Do you know why that might be, Mr. Sato?
Do I look? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea.
Gee, don't look too happy about that. So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence then, is it? Don't hide the truth from me! It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? They want me to fucking die!
Yell at me again and I'll
Work on
break your
Zieks.
kneecaps.
Is that right, Mr. Sato?
I'm
Tomato,
here.
answer me. Of course you
It's
are.
me. I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes.
Why? I don't know why I
would you
said it
spend
like
all
that,
the fucking
but
money? Great, now we're broke. Thanks.
Whoops. Lord von Zieks is in the
is on the front page of everyone.
I knew it.
sometime after the sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday.
Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he?
Flashback.
Hello.
Hello.
The trial 2
Hello,
days ago
Mario.
marked Lord von Zieks' return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. Hello.
Hello.
Trial at
Magnus.
Magnus the Gilded. Oh, what a harrowing experience that was. Already so long ago. At least it feels like it.
I don't even remember that without the flashback. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's.
But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country.
Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon? For what appears to be a mundane murder?
Why's the Reaper back in the bitch so soon?
Why not?
That's the question the papers are asking, and they are all speculating various answers.
Mundane? Mundane is the most significant saga of the century to some of us.
Damn.
Oh dear, I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it. And everything you read in the paper is true.
Well, tell them to stop.
Well, lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago.
Yes, I agree.
The similarity is that you fucking sucked ass.
That's so
Local
rude.
student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you.
Me?
Well, I suppose that's true. Both times it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you are friends with the Reaper.
Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers.
Typical. I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation.
What?
It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck.
Yeah, I'm used to that. Thanks for that.
Oh, this is just my luck. I must be represented by a man with such frail fortune. By the least lucky lawyer alive.
Well, let's not forget that you need to shut the fuck up. And it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you.
Damn. Roasted.
Yes, it's true that I'm just a student in London, with little way of experience in talking, or skills, or
So
luck.
true.
But I promise you this. I will fight your corner till the bitter end, and I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, benevolent local student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Just call him Mr. Naruhodo, please.
You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be on your side.
And I'll be
Until
over
we
here.
have to leave.
Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant Miss Mikotoba Esquires.
What the fuck?
I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this great kindness for as long as I live.
Mr. Natsume, oh my god, shut the fuck up. Counsel for the defense. The court session is about to begin. Bring your balls in here and kindly make your way to the courtroom at once. Don't make me ask again. Right then, Mr. Natsume, it's time.
ask
Let's go.
Has somebody ever said that to me and laughed? I'd be like,
I'd be like, what does that mean?
Yes.
Beautiful vocal cords, Mr.
I
Natsume.
know. I practice all night.
This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper.
And my
It's gonna
second
fuck
day
me in the
alive.
ass.
Oh
I
god.
hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. I'm not. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I did? I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. I don't think you are, dude.
Get ready for the fight of your life.
By the way, that's me, Kazuma, talking. I don't think you're ready.
You're not ready, dude.
Oh, I keep forgetting that I'm
my
doing this
God.
bit. 20th February, 10 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. I'm so sorry, Professor.
Yeah, you should be. Oh, I forgot we can do yours. Let's go.
I forgot.
In her name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. So if
Aw.
I remember right, it should be about maybe 2 or 3 episodes when we actually get back to blind territory. So that'll be fun. I now will call... Fuck me. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Please say yes. The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord. The defense is ready, my lord. Oh my
No, it's
God.
not.
The Lebanese are truly a fascinating breed. Bitch, what did you just say to me?
What did you just say to me, man?
Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago. A mere amateur. Do you have a point? Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance.
Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description.
I don't believe I was talking to you.
I don't believe I was
Sasaki-san.
asking. Hold on, I'm gonna jump over the fucking banister real quick and kill this guy. After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent. Look at this bitch.
Okay, and
Yeah, pour your stupid wine. I hope you choke
yeah, I
on
need
it,
a fucking drink.
dummy.
Every
Stupid
single time I
poo-poo
talk to
face.
you.
Idiot butthole.
Very true. The most fascinating and dark trial it was. If only your assistant had been in the omnibus. That tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate violent end. It was actually pretty funny. Bitch deserved it. Okay. Thank you, counsels. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public? Oh boy, here we go. You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone.
Hey, we recognize you.
Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear.
She looks like a Professor Layton character.
She does. She does.
And then we got this guy. Oh well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow.
Die. I just stuff you in your
Oh,
puller.
wow.
Hey! I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible that mustached foreigner did the deed.
Oh, come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Speak louder.
You're a fuck!
Very well, we have even more stupid jurors this time. Let us proceed. Opening statement, if you please. Lord von Zieks. Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with the rising power of the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Sosuke Natsume. And while our country has extended its foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, the student is accused of the most sinister act. Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who is doing nothing but walking down the street.
Hey, don't throw
A knife crime. I tell you from bitter experience, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are.
Just look at that sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese.
You can't say that!
What the fuck? Come on, let's get this over with. With me now, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I said hit
like
the
the-
fucking fire.
I like that there's always an old person on the jury.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy for smashing my hollow chalice here in this great chamber. Quite fortunate that these jurors are fucking morons. Allow me to call the first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please. Oh my fucking god. Hello,
Hey.
I guess.
How's your stale chips?
They're okay. Name and occupation, please.
You sounded so sad.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector of Scotland Yard. Would you
No.
please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector?
I'm taking away your
The victim is-
inspector license.
The
Who the
victim is
fuck
actually a
is-
young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green. You look like an olive, dear. I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be?
Thought to be an olive.
Yes. Having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious.
Good
That
riddance.
was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since.
Comatose?
What?
Is that what you fucking just said? Comatose?
Comatose. So they don't even know who she is for sure?
No.
Comatose. I see, but her life is not in danger. We should just kill her anyway.
So true, bestie.
Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. For now. Pray elaborate on the details, Inspector.
No, I don't think I will.
Sir, if I can ask everyone to look at this street map. I drew it myself.
Wow, did you draw that X yourself too?
Yeah. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, and around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue,
Ouch!
she was approached from behind by the accused and stabbed in the back.
They make
Pretty whack.
Natsume look like a fucking murderer. Like,
Yeah. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Thank you, Inspector. Court will accept the documents as evidence if you please. Well, what of the weapon that was used? Sir, I have this thing in my hand. I'm going to stab you with it. It was removed from the
whoa, hit
victim's
the
back.
floor.
Ouch, that big thing is starting to make me scared to walk down the street now.
With a heavy blade like
Now
that.
Sasato has it.
Yeah, actually, I own like at least 5 that are significantly bigger than his, so size does matter. With a heavy blade like that,
Oh.
almost anybody would have
Stab her.
have been able to stab the poor woman like me.
That's crazy.
I know.
I was curious as to how old he was.
I thought I saw someone that said there were 55. Who the hell was 55, or am I seeing things? Ah, there we go, 52.
Male Strongheart.
Male Strongheart. How is Strongheart? Strongheart is older. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro, John
Garrett
Garrett looks like a fucking fossil.
I was gonna say, if he was in his 60s, he'd look pretty decent, but how the fuck is he younger than him?
Damn. Strongheart just doesn't age, I guess. Like, I mean, he does, but like, he looks good. Damn.
I'm telling you, Damon Gant.
Damon Gant vibes.
Even this ragged-looking Suski-san, I suppose.
A common garden jackknife, I believe. I would fucking say, rather nondescript.
You're a jackknife.
Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence. I will plunge it into my mouth. Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume. From what we could tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Breda.
Breda cock.
Hard to imagine she would have anything much worth pinching, my lord. Except for her oxygen. Oh, I see. Well, what? In that case, I'll be looking at the same deep-seated resentment towards the victim. Some deep-seated resentment. I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, doesn't appear to get out much.
Neither
At
do
this
you.
moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes!
No. If theft and grievance have been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume have possibly had for stabbing the young woman?
Because he wanted to?
Yet you arrested the man in spite of that. In totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection!
Whoa.
Give me a second. Oh,
That
what the
was
fuck?
so fruity.
Pray forgive the discourtesy for flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery and bashing someone in the fucking head.
At least
But
he
your
said sorry.
words have soured its hallowed bouquet. Balquet. For it is you, my lord friend, who is being heavy-handed here. Are we just gonna ignore that guy hit in the fucking head with a giant water bottle?
Ouch!
What? Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Brainlet. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution called for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student. Yes, sir. So basically, I arrested him because I didn't like him.
Super fair.
As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else but the victim and the accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. Ate shit, as you say. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him. Major L. Bozo.
Crazy
Get
night
ratio.
out.
Old books, you say? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident. Look at that. Huh.
Damn, no blood at all.
Yes. I can clearly see the books to which you're referring. Wow. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector. You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. Denying everything in spite of overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Well,
Forgive me, Lord Von Zieks, but the defendant is not denying everything as you put it.
Can you shut the hell up?
Can you shut the hell down? Oh.
No.
What are you doing, Mr. Sato?
Do go on.
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh no.
Oh my god,
Well, now that you mention it,
we're gonna lose.
when we visited him in person yesterday, he did tell us what happened. I'm in prison. As I was walking along that cursive pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman, wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, I slammed her into the fucking dirt.
Damn.
She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings.
No. A green overcoat. Well, that's exactly what the woman in the print was wearing.
Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next?
Shut up! The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. That does not mean he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back. I'll stab you, though.
Do it, bitch. There was nobody else there at the time. Just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there was nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. A
Except
fact
for me.
that the accused concedes.
Ugh. Damn. Seems this cross-examination will prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please.
Proceed.
Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. But I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. I got this.
You don't got this, kid.
I don't think you got this. Sure, ask me anything.
Hold it!
All right.
A light fog, you say? Well, light for London. You could see the opposite side of the street for once. Not much farther, though. That's light, is it? Around these parts, yes. Not something I'd expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course. I've heard that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance.
How quaint.
Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you to appreciate.
I don't know why, but
I
seeing
see.
Von Zieks doing the same crossing like arm pose first, and then it's switching back to fucking Gregson, just
Oh, yeah.
so
We're copying
not
each other.
intimidating.
At
Look at
this
him.
time of year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm. Indeed. The other day, I was very nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling. Sato-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen.
However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused.
Oh my God.
Gasp! Gulp!
Hold it!
How are you able to state that with any certainty?
Quite simply, my learned friend. Because that is what the witnesses to this crime has told us.
Ah, yes, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he?
He didn't? That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard.
That is correct, ma'am. Then we must hear their testimony.
The prosecution will of course call them to the stand, should it be necessary.
But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of winter, it would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen.
No, dumbass, I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights.
But gas.
Oh.
The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which to witness the crime.
Quite. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to.
It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector.
Okay.
Hold it!
From behind, you say? That's right. As you can see from this print. Pretty funny, right?
Hilarious.
Yes, quite so, Inspector. That is a funny meme. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in a critical condition. Comatose. Comatose, fucking no less. Comma.
Comatose.
I'm afraid so, my lord, yes. She's being treated at Bart's. I was hopeful that she'd come around before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't to be. So fucking lazy you didn't bother to wake up and come to the damn courtroom. Just come on. Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events.
Luck is on your client's side, it seems.
Ugh. On the
Yeah.
contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky.
Your
know.
force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid.
Ugh.
Close
fuck
your
was that?
eyes.
That's me hitting the table by accident.
Oh, I thought that was still in game.
Mr. Natsume's belongings. I think you'll find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene. Yes, the 3 books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Secondhand books, they were. Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course. The accused easily carried all 3 books in one hand, which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
He's very clever, isn't he?
What do you mean?
He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hands full with his books. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before when we even knew— What the fuck? We even knew it was there. Before we even
Then
knew it
do
was
something.
there.
You need to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he was thrusting the knife into the woman's back. That must be what happened, my lord. Yes.
Hold it!
Damn.
The defendant apparently visits a secondhand bookshop on a daily basis.
The book shack?
Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature. I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention. I don't. The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books. It smelled musty as hell in there. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid. Oh my god!
Good
The
lord.
closest second-hand bookshop to the accused's lodgings is this place here, Bourbon Books. Little place on the corner of Briar Road and Mearstrom Street. As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of Briar Road, at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. He only could have gone this way.
Speedy.
It's
Yep.
impossible otherwise. Something like this.
Wow.
Wow, a local map.
Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop.
Mr. Naruhodo. I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance.
Yes, I agree. The most important point is that the inspector just made being the name. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor?
Oh.
What? Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance. Maybe. No, well, you know, I mean, yes, it could be a very important clue, so fucking add it.
Quickly. Time's running out.
Very well, not that I can see it being of any great significance. But please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say. Could the man be any more sardonic? What? I don't even know what that means. Alright. On his way home from Bourbon Books, secondhand bookshop he apparently patronizes. Well,
Really?
look here. Your books.
Objection!
You're wrong. If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson.
You may not.
What is it, sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know. This is a receipt we found in Mr. Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident, and details the purchase of 3 secondhand books. And you found that in the accused's room, did you? Yes, bitch. But the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it. Go on. You can literally read it. This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books. I don't have
Your
any
books. What about my books?
Your books. Y-O-R-E, I presume.
Yori.
Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed... I died for a minute. Purchase a number of books at the secondhand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. What? Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop? Yes, sir. Your Books is another secondhand bookshop not far from the Bourbon Books. It's just that... Well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it.
Objection!
Well, you thought wrong.
Well, but in fact, yeah. Defendant visited this
Yeah.
thing. And the receipt proves it.
Objection!
That wasn't even words.
These are
Yes,
your
what difference
books.
it makes. Wherever the man purchases musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. Musty tomes.
Musty tomes. Bro, put your
Don't
tomes
call them that.
away.
I disagree. I mean, after all,
I have the street map here, if that might be of help.
yes, thank you. Finally, being useful.
Hey,
Have a look at this, please. It might be blank, but trust me, the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books.
Let's get
He
out.
still only could have gone this way. Then yes, he almost would have certainly passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually in another bookshop, your books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all. Oh my god, could that be true?
My, it rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it might be fucking possible.
Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said?
Every time he speaks, I
Absolutely.
literally laugh.
It absolutely could be right.
I'm just happy to be here, sir.
Inspector Gregson, where is your book's establishment?
My
Well,
books.
up your ass and to the left.
Damn!
Obviously, we looked into that. It turns out that your books is just here on the next corner of Meerschaum Street, going east. Well,
I don't know why I find the name Your Books so funny, but I think it's funny.
my books. And there you have it, as you can clearly see now. Oh. Huh, dumbass. My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown, the way he regales us with such witticisms.
We got another clown meme.
To your future career in the circus, the legendary
Damn,
meme.
the legendary meme.
Damn, he really fucking got you. You put that glass down now, or I'll put it down for you.
What are you gonna do, bitch?
I'm going to kill
Please
you.
calm down. Yeah, I didn't think I need to spell it out, but here we go.
L.
If the accused was coming home from your books instead of Bourbon Books, he still could have fucking gone this way.
Bourbon.
There's no doubt he still would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed. Oh. Yes, thank you, Inspector. Wow, idiot. Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow, Nipponese friend. Ow!
Ouch.
Whether the man
Owie.
purchases musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Imagine if people reacted
got
to
him.
stuff like that in real life. Like you just got fucking
God.
blown back.
As I suspected, you can't fool me. I don't suggest you try.
Shut up!
This fist is going in your ass, I can assure you
What
of
do I
that.
say, hey? I've had enough of this now. Beg your pardon, terribly sorry, but would you mind repeating that? I can't hear
No.
anything.
Mr. Naruhodo,
That guy can't hear for shit.
that dude's old as fuck. We have to get rid of him. We mustn't give up.
Let's go make him join Granny. What do you mean?
If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty.
She's absolutely right.
We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully. Or
They
else.
claim Sosuke-san must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from your books, but
I'll just leave it.
the assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed. Okay. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places. If you literally have half a fucking brain, you could see that he could have gone this way. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Objection!
Die.
Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that
Damn.
that route is what is commonly referred to as the long way round. Maybe he just wanted to take a walk. On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home? Well, the answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings and is obvious perpetrator of this crime.
Objection!
But, yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home. I
I've already informed the court of the accused's response to such questioning. He claims he has no recollection.
That's right. As I
you
said, the book
posing
seems
like
to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home.
Fuck. I don't
Fuck me.
believe this! Take the L. I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around this subject. Pray, what say you insightful jurors?
How about you not say anything?
But even if that is the case, the defense still...
Hold it.
Which one of you said that?
The fucker in the middle.
I'm looking at you, rando.
I agree with Lord Von Zieks. Wholeheartedly and in every way. What? Why don't you go back to case 3, fucker?
I don't believe it. Does this mean...
Walk your ass
Members of
back
the
to
jury.
case 3.
I'm completely convinced now. At least it's not the first guy who was the
That's
informant.
true. Oh my god.
Very well. In the case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Guilty.
Yes. Ooh.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
What the fuck?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Those last two threw me off.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, the very second to last guy definitely threw me off.
Yeah. Guilty.
Guilty. So gentle.
It would appear the jury's leading is unanimous.
He's crying because those last two voices threw him off.
To the insightful members of the jury, you all are fucking weird. I applaud your brave resolve. You serve queen of my country.
You what?
I got myself
You
off.
what?
I got myself off at the wrong spot.
Yeah,
I should
you
have just
did.
completed the word country.
I was like,
But I didn't.
hello?
What did you just call me? Mr.
I
Naruhodo.
called you.
Alright, you know what? Let's take a couple steps back, fuckers.
Stux.
Stacks.
No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of
My jury?
My jury now, bitch.
I have to tip the balance of the scales the other way. I have to turn this around.
It's time to
Somehow.
flip the scales.
I'll turn the jurors inside out. What? No, don't do that. Those eyes are of the Those are the eyes of Quarry not yet willing to give up and die. Please die. You're gonna have to kill me first.
Oh.
Okay. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights of the defense rendered into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Damn right. Call it antiquated if you will. But it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with the summation examination. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that Never-Needs whippersnapper and his uncle's refusal to throw in his alley. Very well then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined defendant to be guilty. Get him.
Get sick 'em.
Judicial findings.
Wow.
The jurors' contentions.
Contention.
It looks like we'll have to see what the jurors' contentions are in the next episode.
Damn, I'm gonna kill all of them.
my. Especially the third guy.
I know. We're looking at you.
But yeah, I'm excited. We're very close to getting into the fun stuff of this case. And also,
Oh my God, I
where
know.
blind territory is. Blind Tory, yep.
Right?
So, as always, if you all enjoyed and want to keep this series going and show us some love and support, you know what to do. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you all in the next
In the
episode.
next episode.